since the Edinburgh Children's Choir, right up to studying jazz vocals. Babe, yo, Mo. Please ask Mo if she's scrolling for me or she's scrolling for herself. Come on, Mo, you know me and you. Okay. This afternoon, we're joined by local artist Kimberleigh Ventey, from singing since the age of 10 for Tygerberg Children's Choir, right up to studying jazz vocals at the UCT Music Campus in her 20s. With her background in the industry, she's decided to venture out on her own, releasing a 7-track EP called Practice Room. Let's give her a warm welcome. Ooh, we've got fun peep. Hey, everybody. How are you guys? Good. How are you feeling, babe?
Good.
You're feeling good?
Mm-hmm.
You look good, so. Everything's aligning. Oh, we're going to have fun today. Honestly, you'll see how I interview is like so chill.
Okay.
Nothing serious. I'm not like third-degree nah. It's very conversational. If you want to kind of just go in, chit-chat, girls chat.
Yeah.
In South Africa, and a very warm welcome to you. It's Thursday, baby, and you know what that means. It is time for an Afternoon Express masterclass with me, Balisa Tembe. Now, Baking Week continues on Afternoon Express, and today we're joined in the kitchen by musical artist Kimberleigh Ventey, who will be helping us prepare a selection of breakfast treats in the form of rainbow rusks and shortbread muesli bars. We then give you a double helping of makeovers as we turn a store-bought cake into a masterpiece and surprise one of my favorite people with a transformation of her own. But when we're on the kitchen and you want some of those deets, head over to afternoonexpress.co.za for the full recipe list and ingredients. Now, this afternoon, we're joined in the loft by our local artist, Kimberleigh Ventey, from singing since the age of 10 for the Tygerberg Children's Choir, right up to studying jazz vocals at UCT Music Campus in her 20s. With her background in the industry, she decided to venture out on her own, releasing a 7-track EP called Practice Room. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Kimberleigh. Welcome to the loft.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. It's so good being here.
It is so lovely to have you. You know, we love to end off the week on a high note. And by the high note, I mean a singing note.
You got it, girl.
Thank you. You got it, girl. Okay, enough singing from me. Let's focus on the real singer, which is you. I mean, music has been in your DNA for the past decade. From a baby young girl, you've been quite passionate about music, but now you've decided to take the professional route. I mean, tell us about your musical journey.
Sure. I think that my dad was probably my first and biggest influence. My dad is a musician. He played the drum kit, sang in church. So from a very young age, I was always encouraged to do music. My mom, my sisters, my brothers, we all sang in church. So really, that was the beginning for me. And it was a pretty stable and easy road from then on.
What made you take the jump from just, you know, a lot of people have a passion and they do it in their part-time, they do it to blow off some steam, but now you decided to take it seriously and go quite deep into the industry?
Yeah. I had the support of my whole family, and so from a young age, I always wanted to be a singer. I always wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be a Whitney Houston. I wanted to be a Mariah Carey. So that's really just the road that I took, and my parents definitely helped me to, you know, get there.
Yeah, they pushed you forward. I mean, your debut single, For You, is something that just inspires me so much listening to the words. You collaborated, and the lady who produced the song is a Namibian-born producer named DJ Gina Jeans. I mean, I love that. I love the track. In the song, the lyrics literally say, "Do it for you." Yeah. Tell us about that song, what it means to you and for all women.
It was really important to write that song, especially, it was special because I wrote it with another woman of color. That was great. Like, I think that women should just really live and do things for themselves, because if you are mentally at 100% for yourself, that makes you a better partner, it makes you a better mother, it makes you a better sister. So I think it's important for women to just take care of themselves and live their lives for them. Yeah.
I like that. And at the end of the day, it can't always be that easy. We're all dealing with trials, tribulations on a daily basis. And we saw that play out quite literally in your life. When you were putting together your debut album, Practice Room, in 2019, you had a very turbulent relationship with music. And you kind of, I think all of us can relate to that. Something being your passion, something being your love. But sometimes you encounter challenges. Tell us about that journey, how you were being able to overcome it in the music.
Okay, yeah, while I was busy with that album, it took a little bit longer to finish it because I was just not entirely there mentally. And I think that happens to artists a little bit more often than we think, is when your passion and the thing that drives you becomes kind of like a chore or a burden. And mentally that takes a toll, But I pushed through, I finished the album, it was great, and because of that, it's even a more special project for me.
Oh, wow. And you know what? I think what you're saying is so important. A lot of people, even when sometimes I say this on my social media, yes, you can have a dream job, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be as easy every single day to wake up, get up, and do the job. So in moments like that, what do you tell yourself? Is it affirmations? Do you call a friend? How do you get up on days like that?
Wow, that's a crazy question. I do have friends that are extremely supportive, and on my days where I'm down, they will believe in me for me. I think it's important to have people like that around. And to also just remember that sometimes what is happening right now, it's a bit of a lie. If you just get around the corner, you'll see that everything's okay again. And a lot of the time you're better for it.
Yeah, you can't allow yourself to be clouded with what's happening right now in your reality. You always have to think about the tomorrow and something that inspires you. Congratulations, you're a brand new mommy to a beautiful young boy. I mean, I was stalking her on social media. I even wore a fluffy jacket because I wanted to be holding the little baby boy the entire show. But you left him at home. Tell us how it's been like, your journey as a mother.
This has been, I've always wanted to be a mother, and I've always had ideas of what it would be like, but it's even better. And I feel blessed to have this experience because it's even better than I thought it was going to be. I have a beautiful little boy. He's 2 months, just a bit over 2 months. And it's just a totally different experience. Being a mother it's crazy. It's absolutely insane, but it's bliss.
What's crazier, being a musician in the entertainment industry or being a mother?
That is a close call, but I think I am going to say being a mom.
Wow.
But it is worth it. It's so worth it. I would never give it up for anything. It's great.
Well, God bless you and your entire family. But we've got Kimberleigh throughout the entire show because we're going to be having a little musical treat a little later. Now let's get into the kitchen with Kimberleigh and cook up a storm. And as promised, stay tuned because we have a lovely performance coming up in just a bit. Welcome back to the Afternoon Express Loft, and we are still in the midst of baking week here on the show. So our social media question for you, Mzansi, to get replying to is, baking isn't always easy. So do you have any questions that you'd like to ask Chef Jay or Chef Tumi? Make sure you use that hashtag Afternoon Express in all of your comments. Speaking of which, we have got our favorite chef and foodie in the loft. Hey, Tumza.
How are you, my angel?
Always lovely to see you, girl, and ready to get into more baking.
I'm excited to have the two of you in my kitchen, and I asked you earlier how good you are in the kitchen. You said your cooking is great, but your baking is a bit shaky.
So I could learn today.
Okay,
I could learn today.
Well, very exciting. I mean, rusks are crunchy, dry biscuits and are known as twice-baked bread. Not only do they make scrumptious breakfast bites, but they are also great as a go-to snack. Serve these rusks with a glass of NutriKids milk and Bob's your uncle. Now, Tumi, this is something that I've recently learned is quite proudly South African. I thought everyone grew up eating rusks.
I am a biscuit tula. We are claiming them. This is ours, you know. And I take pride in that so much because I also feel like it's something that we need to teach our kids about. It's something that we need to get the kids involved with. And that's why we decided to make these little cute mini ones, you know. We always make the rusk for the adults and they've got so much different flavors. So why not make ones that our little ones can enjoy? And it's quite a simple recipe and it's quite easy. It even uses the simplest ingredients you have in your house. Like for instance, instead of getting too many ingredients, I'm starting off with some self-raising flour. So that means that I'm cutting out a lot of other ingredients already. So I'm going to start by getting our ingredients ready here. I've got some butter that's melted into our pot. But into this, I'm going to add some sugar. So what I'm doing here basically is I'm trying to get the first step done. We're getting our liquid ingredient, our wet ingredients prepped for us. Into this, I'm also going to add our NutriKids dairy liquid blend. And into this, I only need about 310 mils. But if you want the recipe and the exact amounts, you can always just go on to afternoonexpress.co.za to get the exact measurements and the exact amounts that we've got for you. And this is just to get the process started, in essence, the wet ingredients first and so forth. I don't know how often you bake. You said you do cook, but you don't bake.
Yeah, I don't bake that much. I bake bread. I bake bread a lot, actually, but yeah, that's about the only thing I bake.
Okay.
Now, on social media, we are finding out from the South African audiences what questions they have for Chef Tumi or Chef Jay. Just off the bat already, thinking about rusks, do you have anything that springs to mind?
Yeah, rusks are kind of hard, difficult to eat, so how is this a little bit, this is probably a little bit softer, right?
Correct.
For kids to eat.
Yeah, so what we're doing here is we're making the base of it, which starts off just as a cake base, but then we bake it off after. So it is important to make sure you follow the ratios of it. So I've got my dry ingredients, which is the flour, I've added some salt, and I've added some baking powder. But into this, you saw me adding our dairy blend here, our NutriKids dairy blend, and the reason for it is because of those, the calcium that's in there that actually helps with making sure that our kids get the calcium they need for their strong bones. I mean, your kid's going to be running around very soon, and you need to make sure that, he's strong and built with the teeth, the bones. We need to make sure they're, nice and strong. But let me just get back to the recipe here. Our wet ingredients have to melt. The sugar needs to melt in there. But once it has melted and it's cooled down, we then add our eggs into it. And into this is just 2 eggs that I'm going to whisk in. And then once this is done, all I'm doing is mixing these two together to get to where you are now. That mixture that you have there is what's been baked in the oven.
This is really what it looks like.
Yes, yes. Bala, you mentioned the twice-baked step. So what I'm doing is I'm making the first step by baking the cake. This goes into the oven to bake at 160 degrees for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Once that's done, I take it out, and then I'm going to drop the temperature of our oven to 100 degrees. Once it's dropped to 100 degrees, we now cook it or bake it for about 3 to 4 hours, even 5. You were asking about the dryness. The longer you bake it, the harder they get. So it is important to just keep checking. I like my rusks slightly on the less crunchy side. Some people like them very crunchy. So I say less is more for me.
And have a taste. I mean, I know your little boy is 2 months old, but one day he'll be big enough to eat it. Least you can just have a baby bite.
And I'll be able to make this for him now.
Yes, let us know if he would love something like this. I mean, already...
This is good. This is not too hard for like a small toddler. And it tastes so good.
Yeah,
so good.
To get it to that, what you've done is the first step where we set the 180 degrees. You can now cut it up into those small portions that you've got, and we're going to put those small little rusk that you've made into the oven for that second part of the baking, Bale, which is the 100 degrees for about 3 to 4 hours.
I was about to say that, you know, at the end, Kimberleigh, as soon as you cut into that, I was like, that is not the texture of rusk.
Yeah, so that's the first step where we've baked it and you get to this cakey consistency. But to get it nice and dry and crunchy, you can put them onto that tray next to you. We put those into the oven to bake at 100 degrees. And you get this nice crunchy, and it's also not too crunchy.
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and you can even enjoy it with our NutriKids Dairy Blend. So you can give that to your baby to dunk into the milk, or, you know, you can enjoy it yourself. It's your choice, basically. And those toppings you've got over there, we just put them on top. We've got some vermicelli, we've got some chopped chips and some cranberries. So you can do whatever you think your baby might love or might enjoy.
Do you see yourself trying this at home?
I do. And it's not difficult to make. It's quick and easy.
Absolutely. Dumi, any last tips, tricks, and ideas when it comes to creating this?
It's another answer to your question, Kimberleigh. Do not overmix the batter. If you do overmix too much, you'll also end up risking having a hard, dry batter, a hard, dry rusk. So it is best to just mix it until it's slightly together, then pop it into your baking tray, bake it up, and then go into the drying process.
Rusks definitely take me all the way back to my varsity years. I would sit in front of the books and in front of the laptop, having some coffee, having some rusks, making sure that I'm getting that assignment or test done. So trust me, if you would also like to try this at home, it is as easy as that. Head over to our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. Yummy.
I'll go. But one of you said, oh, he's back. Oh. Move way.
Clover fresh milk.
Made with love by Clover.
Now turning our attention to something that is truly motivational but also touching in this time. He was an inspiration to us all. Deemed the most stylish man in South Africa, a man filled with talent and love for his family. It breaks our hearts to have to say goodbye to Ricardo Muziwendlovu Makhado, professionally known as Ricky Rick. He sadly passed away in the early hours of Wednesday morning at the age of 34. Now, I think that this news completely sent shockwaves throughout the entire South Africa. It's goosebump inflicting stuff, and I know as someone who is like Ricky, he paid very, very close attention to up-and-coming artists, up-and-coming talent, and he truly believed in creating a generational legacy in the musical industry, more than just an artist. For someone like yourself who is an up-and-coming artist, how important is it to have musicians like him kind of leading the charge?
What Ricky Rick did and who he was really like invaluable to like the community of musicians in South Africa. As you were saying, he would love to search new talent. He was all about the youth. He always wanted to, you know, show the kids. And so it is a sad day. It's a very sad day. And I think in the industry we need a lot more people like Ricky Rick. The talent in South Africa is immense. And so that's really what we will remember, his legacy, which is amazing. He did so much for the culture. And there's really no way to thank or ever, you know.
Give him his flowers. And this is just going to be our small way of giving you your flowers, Ricky Rick. We sat down with Ricky a few years ago here on Afternoon Express, where he spoke about his inspiration in the fashion industry. Let's take a look.
Well, let's put it this way. For me, you know, some people say fashion is very, how do I say it, fake and materialistic and plastic, right? But when you put on your dress this morning or this afternoon and you put on those beautiful shoes, it might have taken you out of maybe a mood that you were in. Maybe you felt, maybe you're in a bad mood. Maybe the weather was a bit gloomy for you. But as soon as you put on your dress and those shoes, it's almost like you were ready to take on whatever mission you had to go on. And I believe fashion is really an accessory to empower people.
Now, as someone who knew him quite personally as a family friend and someone who has truly been a big brother, not only to me, but to us all, it is truly triggering news. It's truly, it truly allows you to appreciate where we find ourselves where we are today, but not only that, it kind of gives us a picture as to where we want to see things going moving forward. So let's be there for each other in any and all ways. Ricky Rick sadly leaves behind his wife, Bianca Naidu, and their 2 beautiful young children. He always paid tribute to his family by expressing his love and gratitude for them. We pray that his family, friends, and fans find comfort and joy that he is in a better place. As he'd love to say, we don't die, we multiply. So keep shining, Budwan. Rest in peace, Ricardo Mercado. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, kindness and generosity are just a few of the things that the more you give, the more you get. And just last week, I went out my way to make someone's day who has secretly been bringing joy to my life every day. It was time to return the love in a big, big way. Our friends at Jungle have just launched a brand new campaign called Little Acts of Heart. It's a call on all South Africans to do small, selfless acts of the heart every day in order to spread more love. And when I heard this, I was so inspired. In fact, the first individual that came to mind has to be one that has been working behind the scenes in the company for 19 years. Igama lakhe nguJoyce Ndaba, and she's always been a bright, shining star behind the scenes. You know, Sis Joyce is one of those people who is always greeting everyone with a smile and is just truly a radiant personality. This behind-the-scenes star of Afternoon Express deserves to have her light shine in front of the cameras. Let's go find her. Sis Joyce Choma Munjan, how are you?
I'm good, Val, and you, girl?
You know me, Sis Joyce, I'm always good, but do you know what makes me so happy today?
Yes.
I hope hope you know how much we love and appreciate you, La Afternoon Express. So much so that we've decided to treat you like the queen that you are and dazzle you with a makeover.
Yes, baby girl. Thank you, girl.
Let's go.
I see you, babe.
Sis Joyce is such an incredible soul and such a vibrant personality here on set. So it is so incredible to see her makeup getting done professionally. She deserves the pampering. Now, Bernice, you're already well familiar with Joyce and her natural beauty. So all we really want to do today is elevate her looks for the front of camera, right?
So today we're basically just going to enhance your beauty. As you can see, you're already beautiful. And then we're just going to add a little bit of foundation and powder just to smooth out your skin.
Sis Joyce, does that sound good?
Yes, baby girl.
Okay, let's get to it. You know, Sis Joyce, now that I think of it, I don't think I've ever seen you wear makeup. Do you usually wear makeup when you go out?
So when I'm going out, I have to wear makeup, but not too much.
Sis Wam, you've been working at the company now for 19 years. How has it been for you and what keeps you here?
I like to come here every day. Sometimes on the weekends, I miss you guys. So I like to work here.
What would you say is the best part of working in television?
When they cook there and then you see they cooking, the chefs are cooking, and then you ask them, give me the ingredients, how to make this thing and this, and then I learn to cook. I learn to also to decorate in my house.
Sis Wam usunje?
And 16, Thomas, Bonilla.
Ewe, my love, that thing.
Yabantwana.
Yes, Sis Wam, I think it's time for us to head over to wardrobe. Robin's waiting. Now, Sis Joyce, this is pretty much my favorite part of any makeover, and getting set up at the end of the day, it's all about the fashion. Sis Joyce, what would you say your everyday style is?
Ndimdala ne. But bale adistrate njengala muntu umdala. Ndithanda into esestylini. Ndingumama kodwa ndibona ngibe jeans. Ndithanda jeans, i-3/4 skirt. Ndithanda uhlala ndiyoung. Noba ndimdala kodwa ndithanda uba young. Style sam, guess.
And that's exactly what we want to do today. I've got 3 looks here for Joyce to choose from. So we have a set, also called matching separates, something you can wear together or apart. And then lastly, if she wants to leave the kids at home, we've got this beautiful navy little number. Very sexy, very elegant, very chic.
I think, Joyce, it's time for you to try some of these numbers on.
Yes, I'm ready, ladies. Mustang.
Are you ready for the first look?
I'm so ready, buddy. Let's do it.
Okay, Sis Joyce, come on out, girl.
Oh, my word.
I love the scarf.
My favorite part, with a gold hoop, paired with a gold hoop over there.
Sassy. Speechless.
Stunning, stunning girlfriend. Do you love it, Joyce?
Yes, it's my favorite look. I like this one. This one makes me decent, like a woman.
Listen, girl, I have to agree. Thank you so much, Robin. But Sis Joyce, let's go capture the moment.
I see you, sis.
Wow, Joyce, you look insane. Oh, girl, you look great. Gorgeous, Joyce. Oh, you're living. Ooh.
Sis Joyce, you look absolutely beautiful today. I think we've been saying it throughout the day, but that truly is just who you are. Umuntu omuhle.
Thank you so much, guys. May God bless you all.
A little act of heart doesn't have to be a whole makeover for someone. It could be lending a helping hand to someone in need, giving back, or sharing a simple smile with a stranger. But whatever you do decide to do today, do it with heart to spread the love and kindness wherever you can. Remember, every little act of heart will add up and we'll all be better for it. Sis Joyce, I love seeing you get your groove back, girl. Now, any excuse to share some gratitude or engage in little acts of heart is so worth it. And if you've ever been on the receiving end of someone's generosity or went out of your way to do something good, then we'd love to hear your stories. Share them online by using the hashtags #DoLifeWithHeart and the hashtag #LittleActOfHeart. And let's all spread the love.
What's beta-glucan? Hello, do you know what beta-glucan is? What is beta-glucan? No one knows what beta-glucan is.
Beta-glucan is a natural fiber in jungle oats that helps lower cholesterol and keep hearts well.
Jungle, do life with heart.
Speaking about doing life with heart, the perfect bite always consists of something a little sweet, a little salty, and maybe even a little crunchy. And today we have ticked all those boxes with some delicious shortbread muesli bars that have you begging just for one more. And of course, who better to show us the way other than the equally sweet Chef Jay? Welcome back, baby.
Thanks, babes. Like, I was sitting on the edge of my seat, getting ready to jump in here. You guys have been having so much fun. And Kimberleigh, I am fangirling right now. It's so good to have you here. My sister's name is Kimberleigh, so it's like having my big sister here today, which is awesome.
Oh, that is so sweet. I mean, we are definitely spreading the love, but this is another way of spreading love. You're going to be making delicious muesli bars.
So first we're going to start off with a decadent, flaky shortbread. And shortbread is essentially just referring to the ratio of ingredients that we're using. So we go in with 1 part sugar, right? 2 parts butter, okay? And 3 parts flour.
Okay.
Right, so it's a lot of flour. You may think that it's a lot of flour. And obviously just a little bit of salt that just takes away that sweetness. And now you've got to roll up your sleeves and you've got to get stuck in here. This is the fun part. Now, if you have a food processor at home, feel free to just use that because it incorporates it very quickly. The idea here is to use cold butter, and you want to try your best not to overwork this, not to warm up the butter. And you're just going to keep moving this with your fingers, the tips of your fingers. I usually at home would have a bowl of water, ice cold water, dip my fingers in there to keep my fingers cold.
I was actually going to ask you, Chef Jay. I mean, Kimberleigh, you gave your question to Tumi earlier, and this is my question for Chef Jay. At the end of the day, some of us have very, very warm hands, and you did say for the shortbread, you have to have cold. So is that dunking of the ice just able to re-regulate the temperature of your body?
100%. And if you do have warmer hands, fingertips. Just use your fingertips, and you'll be good to go. So, Kimberleigh, I think I'm ready for you to jump in here, and I would like you to get started on our topping over there. So you've got some pineapple jam, you've got some nuts.
Just gonna get it in there and mix it together.
Do you have much of a sweet tooth, Kimberleigh, or are you more of a savory girl?
Actually, when I was pregnant, I used to eat all the sweet things in the world. And now that I'm not really that much of a sweet tooth. But I like a good piece of cake. I think anyone likes a good piece of cake.
Yes.
And coincidentally, my favorite biscuit is the shortbread. So this is great.
This is amazing. And at the end of the day, we are just using our hero ingredient there, the jungle.
So we've got the jungle muesli here, which is awesome because it comes with this tropical flavor. And I'm just going to put about a cup and a half in here.
Well, as you keep doing that, I mean, I want to let you know, Mzansi, you could use any of the jungle muesli variations in this recipe, and Jungle's muesli is made with real fruit, which is also just that great touch. Jungle muesli is low on sodium, but high in fiber and energy, so this is perfect to keep you fuller for longer. I mean, if you're someone like me who's always on the go, I don't have time to sit down for a proper meal. I wish I did. So this is something that I can just enjoy on the go. It keeps my energy high. So this is something I'm going to keep with me. I'll take this with me.
And so there we have it. We've put our shortbread in the base of the baking tin, obviously lined with parchment paper and sprayed.
Lovely.
And it looks so good.
And smell it. I mean, you can really get that tropical, aroma. So
all this
we're going to pop this into the oven. 200 degrees for about 30 to 40 minutes. Now remember, we've got jam in there. So everyone at home, I know we say 30 to 40 minutes, but keep your eye on it. You know, you don't want it to burn. So you've just got to get that nice golden crust at the top, and you're done. But in saying that, I also have one more question for you, Pali.
Yes.
And I need answers. You guys were doing rusks earlier.
Yes.
Dunking or no dunking?
I'm a dunking girl. I'm
a dunking girl.
Dunk it.
I'm gonna dunk it 100% of the time. And you?
Full on dunking.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Now, if you are part of our team, and even if you're on the opposing team, we still want you to get the shortbread recipe for that little extra crunch. Head over to afternoonexpress.co.za. This looks delicious. I cannot wait to dive in. Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and we are offering you hot deals in the kitchen, but the deals don't just stop there. Vodacom has some amazing deals and benefits when you switch to Red. Switch now and unlock more. Listen, if you do switch to Red between the 7th of February and the 6th of March, you will unlock a free rugby jersey. Yep, that's right.
And when you talk about rugby jersey, the more we keep talking about this, the more you're pushing me towards being a rugby fan. And now I need to start choosing which of these rugby jerseys I'd want should I decide to switch to Red.
Because, Dumi, what if Buhlokwa decides to be a national star?
I mean, he could be the next Siya Kolisi, who knows?
You know, and speaking about heroes, Vodacom has this incredible hero deal, and it also offers Red Plan customers a Samsung Galaxy S21 FE 5G, 10 gigabyte Red Core More data, 5 gigabyte anytime, plus 5 gigabyte night owl, and 800 minutes, and a free Samsung Galaxy Tab A7 Lite Wi-Fi 8.7-inch screen, valued at 2,999 Rand from 1,299 Rand per month on a 24-month contract. And if you do add 99 Rand for 24 months, and you can get a Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 with an eSIM.
You know, every time we think about this, I keep thinking about the fact that my son is becoming very digital. So it means that we'd be getting 2 for 1, because I'd have my own phone, he would have his tablet, and he'd stop asking me for my phone.
Would you allow that? You know, being a kid these days is very, very different to when we grew up. I had a Tamagotchi.
Imagine, my friend, we had a Tamagotchi calculator. That's as digital as we got. So it's good to know that I'll give him the option, or at least be able to learn on the tablet and also, you know, manage what he does as well.
Well, look, let's take the technology up one notch for all of you iPhone lovers. Red Plan customers experience Red VIP and unlock the best Apple has to offer. With an iPhone 13 mini 5G, 128 gigabytes, plus a pair of free Beats Studio Buds, and you get 6 months of Apple Music with your Studio Buds from 1,799 Rand per month on a 24-month contract. Now, this does seem like a lot of words, a lot of figures, but at the end of the day, this is what we're talking about. I'm a huge storage girl. I'm always taking pictures, I'm always taking videos, and I also love my music. So that 128 gigabytes is mwah.
Perfect for everyone. A gift for everyone, basically.
Absolutely. Now, if you want this gift, another amazing deal with Vodacom is free Beats. Now, this has got me excited and something I have really been looking forward to. The all-new Samsung Galaxy S22 series. And if you pre-order your Galaxy S22 or S22 Plus now with Vodacom, you'll receive a free set of Samsung Galaxy Buds Live, valued at 2,999 Rand. Vodacom just keeps on delivering the goods. Experience Red and unlock more with Vodacom.
Switch to Red and unlock a free rugby jersey. Get this great Samsung deal for only 1,299 Rand per month. Further together, Vodacom.
Now we are at one of my favorite parts, upcycling something that you buy at the shop and giving that a makeover into a masterpiece of its own. We had to call on the big guns. We called Chef Jay back to help us learn how to transform an ordinary store-bought cake into a masterpiece of its own.
Pali, this is something that even I as a professional do on a, not a daily basis. I mean, I wish I could have cake every day. But I do it often because we never have enough time in our lives, but we've got to make time for cake. So we're going to get stuck straight into it. Kimberleigh, I'm going to ask you to start stacking those 2 cakes. And it's literally just 2 cakes that we've bought from a supermarket. Okay. And it's as simple as that. But I've got one here that I've already stacked and started to cover. And I just want to show the viewers quickly. This is my best friend. This is my turntable, turntable. If you are someone who wants to do cakes a lot, I strongly advise to invest in one. But I'm going to show you another technique that I use at home. So you just got yourself a bowl over here, some kitchen towel, and then on you go with your cake, and that gives you a nice stable thing to work with. Just be careful not to get your cake sliding off.
I mean, Kimberleigh, I don't know about you, but sometimes I do see some of these bakers on social media. They've got that turntable that Chef Jay was talking about, allowing them to be able to ice the cake perfectly. But isn't this a tip that you could probably try at home as well?
Yeah, 100%. Also, the icing, you could literally just turn the plate, really.
I see
get the icing all on the sides. Try and cover as much as you can. Ooh, let's not have the cake falling off the top.
No, listen, it can be a leaning tower pizza. That's okay too. And Chef Jay, on your side, you've got something that's leveling it all out.
So I've got this little fancy scraper that my good friend Samantha from the Taste Master actually gave me. And this is a nice tool to also have if you are into cakes, especially to get those sharp edges. But often, it doesn't have to be perfect. So I've got this other side. This is the crumb coat that I've put. That's literally just to catch the crumbs of the cake. Refrigerate for 30 minutes, and you can see it's soft, it's hard to the touch. Once you get to that phase, I've got some store-bought icing here, and what I'm gonna do is just use my palette knife over here, offset palette knife, to just lather that on, and we're just going to, you know, give it a bit of a cloud effect, add some whimsy, and like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. So if you don't have the correct tools at home, you can literally make do with what you have. And in fact, I've got a spoon over here, so I'm going to actually go in with a spoon. Just dollops up on, and you just want to just create a wavy effect, which is really stunning. At the same time, it doesn't have to be perfect. At the end of the day, baking is done with love. You know, as long as it's been done with love, listen, it will be appreciated.
It's a winner. Chef Jay, on social media, we have been asking our viewers, do they have any questions for you? And I believe you already scrolled through the socials and you have a question.
So I think we have a question from Karunisa, and that was just about how to stack two ganache cakes. Essentially what we're doing today. But remember, if with chocolate cakes, they're usually a bit denser, so they sometimes squash. Put some straws in the middle, and Bob's your uncle.
Love that. Well, I hope that your question has been answered. Keep decorating. I think we need to steal some decorations on your side. I think that you're pretty much done here, Kimberleigh. You got the rustic look going. You see,
I do.
If something's messy in the kitchen, I just call it rustic cha. So do you want to steal some decorating pieces from Jay there?
Okay, so you need more icing.
Yeah, a little bit more. That looks so good.
This is also just to show. This is also to show that you're not going to waste anything. But I just want to show you quickly, Pali, creating a drip effect. I've got a squeezy bottle, also my best friend, and I've also got a teaspoon, and you can also create the drip with a teaspoon. You literally just add some to the top.
Stunning.
And you can create the same drip. And also I've got some stunning flowers. Guys, also just be careful at home. You want to just put a bit of foil on your flowers and insert it into the cake, and that way you're not contaminating this beautiful cake.
Yeah, I was going to say, please make sure that these flowers that you might use, you could use edible flowers. If you do take some flowers out of your garden, make sure that you do wrap them in that foil so we make sure no pesticides are in there or any of that yuckiness. We want to make sure that we're safe.
And there you go. We've got a beautiful cake that we've just turned.
Oh, that looks amazing.
From 2 store-bought cakes into a beautiful showstopper.
Stunning. Well, Kimberleigh, as you are putting the finishing touches on your cake, if you would like to get this recipe and all the tips and tricks on decorating store-bought cakes, head over to afternoonexpress.co.za. Keep going, girl. You're doing great, sweetie. Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and man, oh man, are we having the greatest time here in the loft. We have got our musical guest, Kimberleigh, and you're about to learn how to make a nice mocktail.
Yes, I am.
Now we're so ready for it. We're celebrating all things baking, and we're always on the lookout to find the perfect drink to pair with our delicious bakes. Introducing the Clover Manhattan Peach Belnini mocktail. Not only is this sophisticated drink perfect to just, you know, go along with your baked goods, but it is also sure to impress your guests on any occasion. Now, Dumi, who doesn't like a good, refreshing mocktail?
I don't know who doesn't, and if they don't like it, then they should basically leave the world, leave this earth of ours, because this is something that is so refreshing. It is perfect for any time of the day. It's perfect for after those vocal cords have done their work, after you've had those scones, you've had those rust, all these beautiful bakes we've had, and you just need something to clear your palate, something to refresh you and get you ready maybe for your next gig. And I love that it's a mocktail. So if you want to, you can zhuzh it up however you like and add whatever flavors you like. But let's get into making it, Kim. We're going to start off with muddling some ginger and some raspberries into this. So you've got an actual muddler, but if you don't have a muddler, you can use the back of a spoon or even just the back of a spatula that you've got in the house. So just add a piece of ginger at the very bottom of your glass.
Dumi, so you're actually taking the raw ginger as is?
As is, because the one thing I love about ginger, what it does is that it enhances flavors of whatever you might have, whatever you might be cooking with. And in this instance, it's going to wake up those robust tea flavors that we have in our Manhattan in there. I mean, it's a great part, knowing that it's, you know, such a refreshing drink. You want something that not only is refreshing, but also slightly good for you. And that's where the ginger comes in. So you just press it down. Yes, Kim, you're doing great, sweetie. Like you said.
Love it.
We're just going to keep muddling that at the very bottom. And that wakens up the flavors of our raspberry and the tea that we're going to be adding into this.
You know what I love about being in the kitchen at the end of the day? It is truly a full sensory experience.
Correct.
Not only are you seeing the beauty come together, not only can you smell it, but sometimes there's also things you can hear. Dumi, as soon as you started muddling that ginger and those raspberries, I literally heard the juices being squeezed out.
Exactly. And another thing I love about this is that if at all you want something that is good for you, our Manhattan is low in kilojoules, you know. It's a great source of refreshment any time of the day. So you also know like it's a guilty pleasure that you're enjoying that is also good for you. So now that we've done that, the peach part of our Bellini is in our peaches. We're adding some fresh white peaches to this. If you don't want to use peaches, you could also use any type of nectarine of your choice. But I'm going to prop up a couple of these here. And then we top it up with this refreshment.
Oh, wow. Definitely refreshing. This is something that everyone should try at home.
Yeah. Top it up. You're going to see the beautiful red colors from our raspberries and our... In fact, I'm going to just fill it up all the way to the brim. And why not?
Go there.
And then add some mint for the additional flavor.
How's it going there, Kim?
So good. It looks amazing. Cannot wait to taste this.
A little mint to match your dress.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think it's cheers to you, ladies. This looks absolutely... Yeah, no,
I don't mean get me back on the side.
I can't say no to refreshment. Why not?
Absolutely yummy, refreshing deliciousness. Now, to get your hands on this recipe, head over to afternoonexpress.co.za. Ching, ching.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks, Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic.
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.
Now we know a good musician cannot do it alone. Kimberleigh has brought her incredible band and backup artists to sing along with us. Now finally, what you've all been waiting for is a performance by Miss Kimberleigh Ventey. She'll be performing one of her singles titled, I Think I Should. Get ready to be blown away by her sweet, jazzy vocals. Take it away, guys.
sitting with my feelings, really couldn't see what I just couldn't be. I thought we really had it figured out, though you tried. You don't know what I really am about. Didn't stop to think that you wouldn't believe it be true, you just were you and really not. Our attempted love was a bit lazy. Less love for your baby, cause she crazy. Oh, no. I should let you know that maybe it's time to let me go. No more blues, I gotta get on my things moving. It is not a shame if you gotta do the same. I think I should let you know that maybe it's time to let me go. Say you gotta let me go.
Kimberleigh, you can come join us. Thank you so much to your backing vocalist and your pianist. Thank you so much to my favorite people in the kitchen, Chef Jan, Chef Tumi, and thank you for all of your questions, Mzansi. Now you'll be a real trendsetter with all the amazing meals that we've baked up this week. And if you've missed any of it, you would like to revise rather, then please be sure to tune in for our repeats on Saturday from 8:30 a.m. And then we'll be getting into the full swing of World Pancake Week. Thank you. Next Tuesday and Thursday as we give you tips on how to elevate your pancakes. But until then, Mzansi, as I like to say, good night, stay safe, and happy eating. Bye. This month, say it with flavor, taste, and aroma, so they'll know it was made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.